Okay, welcome once again to 50 Shells of Grey channel for book lovers. So, I'm continuing with a tour of my shelves in my library. This is another haul of books. So, this is the first book I'm going to take up today. Looks beautiful. Look at this red book. It's Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. This book I've read in its entirety. You can see there are a couple of notes that I've also made on the pages as well as uh, on paper. And this is a new age book on spirituality, and the basic idea that Eckhart Tolle uh, gives is about relinquishing your ego and attachments to this false idea of self. He says that there's nothing called an I. The reality is that we are all interconnected. We have deluded ourselves with this belief, false belief that I am separate from all existence, and our uh, happiness lies in giving up this belief, and that alone can create a new earth. So that's the first book today. Looks beautiful. Look at this golden color on the spine. Eckhart Tolle. Okay, let me go to the next book. This is, oh, look at the cover. I love books cover, the way they look like a delicate piece of art. The handling of book is so good. Okay, this book is uh, called Lovelock and Gaia: Signs of Life by John Turney. Now, Lovelock is a well-known earth scientist, a kind of geologist or geographer. His book is his whole idea about Earth being a living organism was considered to be a revolutionary idea. It's a very slim book. Uh, you can read it in uh, a couple of hours, but it's of very good content. How James Lovelock, this great genius in the field of uh, geography or science, um, he came upon this idea, and how he understood the earth to be um, a, a living system, sort of um, a living organism, and that is why he gave this theory of Gaia. Gaia is a name, a Greek name for earth, and uh, this is a theory which is yet to meet complete acceptability in the scientific circles, but it's a revolutionary theory anyway. So, this is a book on science, a beautiful looking book. Look at this. This is bubbles in the ocean, showing how life evolved in water. And this is another beautiful book in the field of science. Then here comes another book, and this is, look at this, The Way of Zen by Alan Watts. Alan Watts, as you know, is a well-known spiritual philosopher, especially of the Eastern philosophies, and this is one of the classics on Zen, perhaps the best known book on Zen. So it's one of the this book too I have read, and I've loved Alan Watts. His way of explaining things is so unique and marvelous. He seems to be an incredibly um, enlightened fellow. Let me read out to you what others have to say about this book. New Statesman says, certainly the most explicit and orderly account of it that has yet appeared in English. It appeared in 1950s and went on to become one of the bestsellers in the field of Buddhism. Zen Buddhism is all about spontaneity. It's a combination of Taoism uh, and Vedantism, but it has a unique flavor. The spirituality of Zen is very unique. It's different from all spiritual traditions in that it emphasizes uh, um, a non-conceptual mode of knowledge, and which sometimes seems very funny and very erratic. But that's the beauty of Zen Buddhism. So here goes another book on my shelf, and this is a slim. I actually bought this book because it looked so beautiful and it was so slim. This is Lord Byron, the famous English poet. I am not a great poetry fan, but and I have read these poems. I didn't understand many of them, to be very frank. And I'm not a great admirer of poetry either, but it was in my library, so and it's a beautiful book. So this is another book in the shelf. One poem of Lord Byron, which we have all read since our childhood, was "She Walks in Beauty." That one is there in that book. It's not a collected work; it's just a compilation of a few of his poems. Okay, here is another spiritual book. This is on by Sam Harris, Waking Up. Sam Harris is a modern spiritual teacher who believes that spirituality has got a great potential to unite mankind. Let's look at the blurb here. Joseph Goldstein, another great author, he says, Sam Harris reminds us that awakening does not depend on religious belief. With his usual probing clarity, Sam points out the rational methodology for exploring the nature of consciousness. So, and Daniel Goleman also has a lot to say about this book. It's not a very thick book, and I've read parts of it and found it to be interesting. There's a lot of cognitive neuroscience. He's in fact a neuroscientist. Um, Sam Harris. He's got a degree in philosophy, but he ultimately got a PhD in neuroscience. So it's a good, interesting book. Um, okay, so there goes another one, and the last book of today's haul is Hypnotizing Maria. Look how beautiful this book looks, by Richard Bach. Now, Richard Bach is a well-known author of the great classic Jonathan Livingstone Seagull, it's written here. Again, in line with other books, this book is a novel about a pilot who, in a journey from one part of America to another, learns about the secrets of human potential, and he says that we have um, deluded ourselves, hypnotized ourselves with beliefs that we are limited, that we are unworthy, and the whole way out of all this delusional way of living is to dehypnotize ourselves. So that's why the name is Hypnotizing Maria. I can't go into the entire story of but it's a great self-help book, good story like all of Richard Bach's works, and I will highly recommend it to anyone. So this is the only fiction work in this haul. So again, so these are the 6 books that we covered today. Eckhart Tolle's New Earth, Lovelock and Gaia by Turney, Watts's The Way of Zen, Lord Byron's Poetry, Sam Harris's Waking Up, and Hypnotizing Maria by Richard Bach. So keep watching this channel, all you book lovers, and don't forget to subscribe and like it. See you next time. Thank you.